and sometimes we might anticipate that it's going to be a difficult conversation if it comes across as we're challenging what that thought process is versus asking questions to understand versus asking the question to respond to it. And you had mentioned a few minutes ago the power of why. And if we're really understanding not just what problem are we trying to solve, why are we trying to solve it, we're gaining consensus, we're gaining the commonality on, are we on the same page with why we're trying to solve it, or what we really need to solve. Or you mentioned the first pillar, where do we want to get to? What's that intentionality of getting there? And then being able to say, now let's go back to, rather than being at odds and confrontational on the problem we thought we were trying to solve, we actually want to get to the same place. Let's figure out together how to get there. And I love that curiosity of asking and understanding, what are you looking to accomplish? What you can do with the trust. And you can start to see how your pillars really play off of each other. And almost, I love systems thinking. You've got one big feedback loop. They're just one reinforcing the other, which brings us to probably one of the most challenging ones of the pillar of your 5 pillars, which is the
resilience and wellness. The resilience and wellness does indeed bring it all together and fuels our ability to continue to both grow as leaders and help others grow on our teams. The pandemic raised the importance of resilience and wellness more than ever. And then one of my favorite leader stories on this one is from Arianna Huffington, whom at the time of running Huffington Post and being dedicated and driven as she was, one day passed out in her office and woke up in a pool of blood on her table with a broken face, only to question if this is what success means, is waking up in a pool of your own blood on your work desk. Is this really success? And that's what led her to start Thrive Global and help others build their resilience and wellness in sustainable ways. The data on this front is alarming. According to the American Psychological Association, stress and burnout are at record levels and affect 80% of employees, with about a 20% increase in anxiety and depression, hence the mental health crisis that we're living. And yet the good news is we know from Harvard research that learning alleviates stress and helps us motivate ourselves toward progress. And so resilience and wellness are really about finding ways to learn to manage ourselves better and help others manage themselves better. One example is to manage our cognitive load of the tasks that we're doing by really aligning our calendar with our purpose and those outcomes that we're after. This is where the kind of pillars come full circle, in that setting those intentions and priorities, not multitasking and staying mindful and self-aware, but then also really ensuring that the cognitive load required by these tasks that we have throughout the day matches how we're investing our time and our energy. And then cultivating learning, flexibility, and belonging in order to deal with these very real stressors of pace and our demanding to-do lists. And so some of the takeaways for resilience and wellness are to start using time blocking to manage our focus time. This is also called the Pomodoro technique. Whether you use the exact technique or modify it to whatever works for you, time blocking works to deal with that cognitive load. And then regular breaks to recharge the mind. And so that goes back to the need for mindfulness and self-awareness, and then really identifying what are the cares we have, the curiosities, so that we can guide our learning opportunities and develop ourselves towards adding value, both in ways that improves our careers and overall the quality of our lives.